Yes, guys, hope you are good. Welcome to the Beyond Board Shows podcast. So with this podcast, we're going to cover everything men's physique, right? So we have our boy IFBB Pro James Walters with us as well. James, one. And so with this podcast, guys, it's going to be basically everything to do with men's physique. So we're going to be covering the pro and the amateur leagues. And so you're going to be getting a lot of highlights with up and coming competitors. We're going to review competitions. We're going to be giving you guys gems throughout the whole episodes of like how you can level up as a men's physique competitor or as as a bodybuilder in general. But also, we're just going to be having some fun as well. It's just going to be a laugh and just something casual and just something that can add some value to people. So we're going to introduce our boy James. Tell them a little bit more about yourself, Broski.
Yo, so IFBB Pro James. I don't know. Yeah. I don't think I've said that yet altogether. But yeah, it doesn't feel real. I've been chasing it for a long time. Got it in November, and it won't sit. I won't feel real until I get on that pro stage and I compete with pros and see if I fit, where I belong, how I need to improve.
Yeah.
From there. So we're a few weeks away from that, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man.
But me, I'm a full-time online coach, men's physique posing coach, and yeah, that's what I do. Everything's bodybuilding.
Yeah, you've kind of created the bodybuilding lifestyle for yourself now, and I'm similar as well, full-time online coach, posing coach, as you guys know yourself as well. So, we both do this so we can relate to you as a competitor and also as a coach. So throughout this phase, we're going to be helping you guys or even just speaking about stuff from a coach point of view, but also as a competitor point of view. So there's going to be a load of value from that, from both of us as well. Both me and James, we go way back as well. So, it's not just like a random person that I haven't, you know what I mean? Like, we go way back. So not me, like since 2016, like we've been competing. Well, we've known each other since that long. And I'm going to leave it to James to speak about that and how we met. And yeah, tell them a little bit more about that.
So the man of the hour is, the most relevant man in bodybuilding in the UK right now is Eddie Boo. It's funny. There's like, even my mum, he's not interested in fitness at all, but she asked about Eddie Boo. And I was like, why are you asking about him? He's actually. So that's how me and Isaac met years ago.
Yeah.
We used to go to his gym in Hemel, and he is old school, like he appears to be. He competed in the 90s, very old school. You'd go to his gym, and you would take off your kit, put your shorts on in the middle of the reception of the gym, while other people are waiting for their check-ins, and everyone would look at you, and he'd be like picking you apart like the judge, like the judges do at a show.
Yeah,
sit you at a table, and he'd write out your plan on a white piece of paper. Here's your diet for the week. Here's your cardio, and I just take a picture on my phone and then hit the road. But very different to what it was now. Obviously everything's online now. It's a lot more convenient. But it was nice to be done a bit different and like.
I mean, I didn't really know anything better like back then.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was just what it was, wasn't it?
And the first time I went there, and I had to do my first check-in in front of everyone, I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. I'm like, "See," I'm like, the very first check-in though, the very very first one with him. There's a little back room he put me in.
Okay.
Look there.
Yeah, I think I know. Yeah.
Yeah. After that, it was like fat, sloppy, whatever. You're in front of everyone.
Yeah.
I think it is really good because you have to get comfortable posing in front of people.
That's true.
So I always tell my clients, like, if when you're posing in the gym, people are looking, good, let them look. Because when you go on the stage, everyone's looking anyway.
Yeah, man, you got to get used to it. And to be honest, it was a great experience, even for myself as well. Like, I was in uni whilst I was being coached by Eddie. And I remember, like, having to work, like, 2-3 jobs because I lived about, like, 3 or 4 hours away from him. And I couldn't take a picture. He always said, you have to come up. And I was like, I can't make it. He was like, mate, you don't want this bad enough. I was like, fuck. I'm sick. So I had to get a different job. I had to get more jobs because it was like a 50 quid or 60 quid to go there. And obviously you have to pay on top of that, the coaching fee as well. And then so for me, I was paying like every other weekend, I was paying bed, bro. So for me, it was something that I had to just commit to it because I knew like it's going to help me out in the long run. I just knew it's, I was 20 years old, 20 or 21, man. And I was like, if I do this right now, I know it's going to pay off in the future. because I was learning from someone that's being where I want to be. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
and then to be honest, I was in uni as well. I was like first moved from Ireland to England, so I really had no friends at that time, anyways. So like going to the gym and meeting people, or going to his gym meeting people, that was sick to me, man.
And he has to be one of the biggest in the UK to have a bodybuilder. So
Yeah,
he's a great person to learn from. He's been on the Olympic stage. He's been with, when I saw pictures of him and like Ronnie Coleman and all these people, I'm like, what? That's my, I know him, like my mate. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was weird, man. And then even the meals, as you were saying earlier, the meals that we were eating was just kind of similar to what you preach now, like just whole food, like sweet potato. He loved the sweet potato and steak as well, like bear steak and fish.
You know what?
Yeah,
I was studying at uni as well. I went back to a teaching degree at the time, so the money was a bit tighter, blah blah. And there was one time he put steak on it. I think it was quite a lot. So I went and bought frying steak. It was dirty. I ended up blending it and trying to drink it. Oh mate, the worst thing you could ever do. It doesn't blend. It's just bits.
yeah, it does it. No, no, he was compulsory. I had to get stain on steak, man. So I was like, fuck, man. I was rinsing my bank account every single month, bro.
I
But
remember
we made it work.
the carb up was good.
Yeah,
See,
nah,
going steak like 5-6 times in a day.
pretty much. That's what
Yes,
we
it
did.
though.
With I had a lot with what you call it, rice cakes as well. So I used to make a little sandwich with it. So like I spread the sweet potato on the rice cake and I had the steak in the middle and just eat it. But
You do funny things.
hey man, you have to though. But yeah, so that's how that's how James and I met. So we go way back since 2016, and we were competing around that like UKBFF days as well. So where it was literally like one pro card a year. Like it's not what it's like right now. We have two bros that's given out like every month basically, isn't it? Like something like that.
In the NPC, like in different countries, yeah, you can probably get one in Europe alone, every other
Yeah.
week, probably.
Yeah. But nah, it was really tough back then, man. Really tough to get your pro card. So we did a lot of competitions because it was just like it was fun as well, bro. Let's be honest, it's a little bit. I would say, for me personally, I'd say it was more fun back then than what it is right now. I don't. That's just me personally, bro.
For me, because I was smaller, I wasn't as big as you are now in relation to everyone. So you'd go to British finals, there's 20, 30 guys in your height class on stage.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'd get overlooked. So I'm there, not really expecting anything, not getting anything. So there's a bit of a kick in the teeth.
Yeah.
But it did spur me on because it was like, you know what?
You kept going, bro.
Yeah, you have to keep going and you have to catch up to guys. And you know what? I'd like to think I'm ahead of a lot of them now. Here we are. So,
Bro, no, you really are, because there was a lot of guys that started around our time. Then like, they're not really nowhere to be found now. Do you know what I'm saying?
even some of the pros, people turned pro over the years, and they just vanished.
Yeah.
They've done pro shows, or they just got a card and just like life takes over.
I hear it, man. It gets like that. But yeah, so for me personally, like obviously I still enjoy competing. I'm active pro, and obviously this year's the all season for me. But like, back then, bro, like, they used to pay for stuff. And so like I did so much competitions back then because they were paying for you to fly out. Like I used to go to Benidorm, I used to go to Barcelona, all expenses paid for. So I think it was nice, man. I made loads of friends. As I said, I was like brand new to the country, so that was kind of like a good way for me to meet people. So I have a lot of friends within the industry as a result of that. Right now, it's still fun, but it's very, very like a lonely one-man game thing, and like no one really wants to, mingle with each other, I find.
Well, like it's different now. You're in the top leagues, trying to mix with the top boys. We're like, so obviously before we were like at the rising to the top of the amateur ranks.
Yeah.
Now we've started, I'm definitely at the bottom of the pro ranks. So it's about filtering your way up to the top.
That's it.
And then being recognised, and you'll be known. Next minute, you'll be making Ryan Terry and Ebank. So
yeah, I guess so, man. I guess for me, it's like, don't get me wrong, I still have loads of friends within the industry, but it's kind of different. But no, I still enjoy it, man. I'm just chatting. I'm just enjoying it. I do enjoy competing still. But what would you say was like one of your biggest, or your, how can I say, like your favorite competition you've done?
You would think it's turning pro, but it wasn't. It was actually my first ever show. So like getting into bodybuilding, I was never interested in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
My sister mentioned doing bikini. I was like, why would you go on stage naked? People in the gym were doing it. I had no interest.
Yeah.
I'd go in the gym, I'd bench press, I'd squat, I'd deadlift, I'd get stronger. I was playing football actually at the time.
Yeah.
So Like I was just training more functional, doing muscle ups and just trying to get stronger in general.
Yeah.
No intention of, being half naked on the stage to be judged. And then my brand at the time, I was a personal trainer,
Yeah.
did a competition and it was, can you made the biggest transformation in 4 weeks? And the prize was, some clothing, some boot camp and classes for free,
Yeah.
and bits and pieces like that. So I was like, let me join in and help motivate people, get in better shape. So I dieted a bit, but not like macro tracking or meal plan. It was just eyeballing, picking a bit less carb, more protein, more veg. Excuse me. 4 weeks in, done well, little six pack, posted it online, and a few people are, oh, you should compete, you should compete. And then a family friend reached out, and the next thing you know, 4 weeks later, I was like, I got help from a friend, Theo Spartan, he coached me, I used to work with him, and he prepped me for the last 4 weeks into a show. Didn't know how to pose. I was still learning to pose the day before the show. I couldn't open my lats up. I couldn't do this and that. But you know what? I committed to it. So I jumped on stage and I finished third out of 17 guys. So that was always, that is the biggest thing for me ever, because I was absolutely shitting it. Before stage, I was sick. When we drove that to services, I was sick. I'm queuing up. My missus at the time, she had to wait in the queue. I went outside to be sick. And then,
what was that, from nerves?
I think partly nerves, and I don't know what else. Maybe just the lack of food and water. Back in the day was very different. Yeah. And then I remember before stage, I was still shitting it. So I had a shot of pre-workout mixed with vodka, and it all foamed up and necked it. Like, let's go do this.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Man. So that was your favorite one. I mean,
what was yours?
I would say, like, just a backstory to me as well. So, like, kind of similar to James. I mean, I didn't ever think I was going to become a bodybuilder. That was not ever in my mind. I always tell people, whenever people ask, how did you get into it? I was like, it was kind of like by accident, man. I just wanted to try something different because, like, I've been training for, well, when I moved from Ireland over to the UK, I used to play a lot of basketball in Ireland, and I had, like, I ruptured my Achilles tendons. So I couldn't actually play basketball for anymore. So I went into the gym because that's, playing basketball, the coaches had you in the gym. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, I can't play basketball, so I'm just going to go to the gym. So I actually got my first gym membership when I went into uni, 2014. And then I just started lifting, bro. I didn't really know what I was doing, man. I used to spend like 2-3 hours in the gym, bro. And I would just lift weights, man. I had bare time. So, like, I just lift weights. And I was eating a lot of food as well because I was just used to eating a lot of food because when I was playing basketball, I was eating bare food. But this time, I wasn't expending the calories as I was playing basketball, but I was in the gym. So, bro, I grew so much. In like 6 months, bro, I packed on so much size. To the point, people was asking me, like, oh, like, are you 90? I'm 17, bro. Like,
I remember it was one time, I think it was before British Finals with Eds, and we were all checking in. I think there was another coach there, lady. I remember it was. And everyone was questioning basically, are you natty? Because muscle bellies and your roundness is just crazy.
Yeah, and that was from a young age as well. Yeah. That was from a bare young age. So then, like, you can imagine when I was in the gym and people would just see me grow out of nowhere, they're like, what the fuck? So then I quickly, like, outgrew, like, my little uni gym. Then I went into, like, a bodybuilding gym just because I thought it was cool. So, let me just see what these guys are about because I was looking for a different gym. And so that next gym was just the one closest to my house that I could walk to. So I went to that gym and it was quite intimidating at the start because I was like, at this time, I think I was like 18. Everybody else there were massive, big guys. But I was like, fuck it, man. I got nothing else to do. I'm just going to make friends. So, like, I just started, like, going to the gym and then just building. And I just asking loads of questions as well to the guys. And then again, in a year's time, I grew so much. And people were like, oh, you should compete, man. And I was like, I don't really know what that was at the point. At that point, I was like, what is that? Like, and then it was like, oh, man, this guy used to compete before. He showed me some pictures. I was like, oh, that's sick, man. That's cool. I was like, I didn't really see it for myself. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, it's a bit weird, isn't it? So, but I think it got my mind thinking. Because then I started researching it. And I started watching a lot of Physique stuff. So Physique Hazarevich, he was like one of my, like, first, like, competitive, kind of, how could you, idols.
A role model.
Model. There it is, yeah. A role model when I first started. And so I used to think he had a sick shape. I liked the way he presented himself on stage. And so I was like, all right, cool. Let me give it a go. So one of the guys in the gym prepped me for my first comp. And bro, that bro split, the broest thing ever, bro. 2 hours of cardio, eating chicken and asparagus every meal.
Cool.
Yeah, my old school, bro. But I did it, man. I got into decent nick, I got in good condition. Not really great condition, but good condition. But I still came last, bro. I came last in my first comp. And I think I have some pictures that I hopefully I can show you guys. And
Yes. Let's put the glow up from the first.
yeah, man. First,
now.
I came last, man. It was a crazy because I was still big. I was still round. I think one of the feedback I got from the judges was like, they were asking me, like, are you on gear? Like, because by the way, I've got like scars on my chest. So I think when they saw that scars on my chest, they were like, like, you know, is this like steroid abuse or some shit like that? But for me, it was like, I was just round, man. I just had a really bubbly physique. And I
still are round.
Oh, yeah.
Rounder than before.
Yeah, bro. I was bigger than some of the guys there, and I was natty. So then it was like, they just didn't give me the win. And yeah, I got pissed off, bro. And if I'm done, I was like, all right, let's go. So I did the next comp, East of England, UKBFF, came second, East of England, then did the British finals, came third, all in the same year, bro. So coming last and then coming third, it was crazy.
And like I said earlier, the British finals at UKBFF back in the day, like third place is mega. Like,
yeah,
like God, you can see here's, I don't know, this isn't even it, but these are one of the big ass trophies.
Similar, yeah.
Like you just get
huge.
And with the finals, you get the coloured ones, like the silver, the gold.
Yeah,
I never actually got one of those.
Bro, I never got gold, man. I already got silver and bronze.
You got to remember, there was like 20, 30 guys in the class. Back then, it was, you don't just compete and qualify. It was a top 3 who qualify. And even then, you still need to be
good,
worthy. Because like I said, I came third out of 17. So there are, 15, 14 guys on B.
Yeah.
I didn't even qualify for the finals. Yeah. I was like, what?
They were harsh, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, the standard was so high back then, bro. It's different now because obviously you go to a regional, you like two boys regional, and everybody qualifies for like pro shows or like pro qualifier. But back then, like if you're top 3, and if you're not good top 3, still like
there's more games.
I remember there was a time I went to a competition and the top 3 didn't qualify for the British.
And he said those top 3 who won and beat people didn't qualify, and there's still 30 guys on stage at the finals in your class. So that just shows you the quality that there was on stage. And then to turn pro, was it one men physique pro? Every high class and everything, juniors, tour, I'm sure, one pro card per year.
Per year. That was crazy.
Match.
And obviously, you know, the likes of Ryan Terry, you know, that's how he got his pro card there. Romain Lansford got his pro card there as well. A few other like Scott, he didn't really do much after. You know Scott. Can't remember his surname. There was a guy called Scott. But yeah, that's not important. But yeah, he got his pro card, but then he stopped competing after he got a lot of that happened. But yeah, man. So, but my favorite competition to date was the Arnold Classic 2017. That was my favorite because I think
in Spain.
Oh, in Spain, yeah. I was not expecting anything. Yeah. I just did that for complete bass because it was all expenses paid for.
I think, you know, the same like my first show. I had no expectation. I could have come. I'd have been pissed if I came last at 17. But if there were, you know, if I came 10th, whatever, I'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
There's no expectation. You just done your thing and you turn up and you get boarded quite well. It's like, oh. You know, cool, I can do this. I enjoyed it.
That's it, man. I think a lot of the time, like, when you're starting, like, competing, it's just about just getting, like, oh, do you know what? Like, I can do this. Like, I'm actually okay. I'm not too bad. And I think for my first competition, when I came last, I think I just needed that confirmation. I needed another go. So, like, just to say, like, oh, okay, like, I'm not shit at this. Because if I came last again, I would have stopped.
Yeah, you still need to, like, when you go from show to show, it's like being better than the last.
That's it.
Well, you don't want to be shit because then it's like, maybe this isn't for me. That's like, my last, it's not, you know. It's, you know, I didn't do 2 hours cardio, eat dust and chicken.
Yeah.
To come last.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that was it for me, man. And yeah, so after that first competition, I was like, okay, cool. That was good. And then the Arnolds, when I came, I know, just the backstory why the Arnold was such a big one for me, was like, so the Arnold Classic 2017, I think I was like 20 or 21. I did a men's category, which is like, I think it was over 21. So I must have been 21. So it was over 21s. And basically there was like 40 guys on stage, like 40. Like, I think you guys don't understand. Like, back in the days, bro, the categories were stacked. There was
Nine rows, and line, and then they start, first there's 30 people. You can't even see each other.
can't even see, bro.
They're behind each other on the sides.
It was tough, man. So like, imagine like 40 guys, men as well, like guys that are assisted. And I was just there, just, little old lads, just smiling my mouth off, but I was just having a great time, bro. And then I just, like, first call out. What? No, actually, no, it was top 15. Top 15. Because it was that many people.
Oh, yes. That's
Yeah.
when they call you back, don't they? Kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah. So top 15. Isaac Francis. What? Nah. I thought they were bugging. All right, cool. I went in there, did my thing. Then top 6. Then yeah, top 6. Isaac Francis. What? Nah, that's crazy. And then I was like, all right, maybe a 4 or 6. I'm not happy with that. Second place. What? Nah. My head was gone, bro. I was so happy. So then it was like, okay, that was the confirmation that I needed to be like, you know what, man? I can do well in this thing. And then from there, I just committed everything to it, bro. That was it.
I always chase, because whatever sport I did, so it was football, I was like, yeah, I want to be a pro. And it's always like, whatever I do, I want to be the best at it.
Yeah.
So I started competing in 2016. In the back of my mind, I was like, am I really going to get a pro card? But then it was only a couple of years ago, 2021, I won my sword.
Yeah.
And then Donks turned pro. So I won overall in one of the biggest regional shows with the best lineups. Yeah, with proper stack. I know everyone says it, but picture, yeah, this one was stacked because Gabs turned pro after, Donks turned pro after. And there was a big guys. Yeah. So I won the overall. So I was like, oh, like, I can actually do this. And then seeing them do it, it's like, yeah, let's go. And then I guess it was just a matter of time.
It was a matter of time.
Started to line up, and here we are.
Yeah, but I think your story is quite a crazy one, man, because like, I think yours is a big testament of like, just don't bloody give up, man. If you're close, don't give up. Do you know what I mean? Like, you kept going, bro. Like, and I was, I'll see you do comp. Fucking no, James is off again. But I was like, you know what, man's chasing, and I respected it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
look, even last year, 2023, in the start of the year, I got smoked. I lost in I didn't win FitX. I came last in a PCA show, and a couple of other shows. I didn't do as well as I thought, what people would expect. And it'd be so easy to be like, you know what, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
I want a day with a family, eating whatever I wanted, chilling out. I've got a son and whatever, chilling. I came back about mid-August, and I was like, Coach, I'm not happy with that result.
Yeah.
Let's get to work. And I think it was about 12 weeks, 14 weeks later, I had about 4 or 5 shows lined up.
Yeah.
I went, oh yeah, everything said. I check in on a Wednesday. I'm checking in. It's getting close to the show. I checked in on a Wednesday. And Coach is like, cool, let's run a mock load on the weekend. I was like, cool. Should we do it in Denmark? He goes, like, why not? So this is Wednesday morning.
What else could you do in Denmark?
I asked him. He said mock load. Just do a mock load at home and just check it in the garden.
Yeah.
Why not just do it in Denmark? He said, cool. So this is Wednesday morning. I fly out Thursday morning, register Friday morning, and I turn pro like Saturday afternoon to come back. I've already paid for shows like later because to do. Yeah. I did peak. There was no water load. There was no fatigue management. I couldn't time to put off full cardio down. There was no carb up. I had like 3 or 4 meals of like 150 grams of rice or something like that.
Yeah.
And I just stood on stage and just
did it, man. It was probably because you just went in there with just like, you know what, man, no stress, no kind of like, do you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes people put too much pressure on the peak week and the carb load and everything, and
no one knew where I was.
Yeah,
so like good luck, there was no pressure, there was no nothing. I think I did show like I was on a playboy, but no one knew I was going to compete.
Yeah, because it came out of nowhere. I just saw James was what? Where did I come from? I didn't even know I was competing. So yeah, that was cool. Yeah, man. No, that was great, man.
That's what it goes back to again. Like no expectations, no enough, no stress. You know, stress, cortisol,
Oh, stress.
you look so much, and once you're super anxious and this, that, there's not really much you can do about it on the day. It just kind of is what it is.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
But yeah,
manage
that
it
was
as
good,
best as
man.
possible. I
Yeah.
think I saw Rob actually did a post about it the other day about, just rocking up, don't maybe announce your show,
That's
get
it.
out and just do your thing, and then there's no pressure, and you can just enjoy the moment because I feel like in this day and age, people are putting so much pressure on themselves. They see the likes of us and pros and they expect to look like that in their first show.
Mm,
You just need to just bring your best
that's it.
and keep it moving. So even like now, I'm a pro, but I'm a rookie. I don't know where I fit. So
Yeah.
all I'm focusing on is being better than I was.
Yeah.
And one personal goal for me, I don't want condition to be one of my feedback. That's it.
Yeah.
I want to be in condition. I don't want condition as my feedback.
That's it.
If even if I come last and condition is not my feedback,
You happy?
I'm happy. I'm good, man.
Yeah, yeah. My condition's always my feedback, bro.
Yeah, it's big, man.
Always, man. That shit pisses me off, bro.
Could
I
be
think
sharper. Could be
you be sharper. I mean, the thing is, like, you can always be sharper. Everybody can always be sharper. So the thing is,
Michael the Ball. He couldn't be
yeah,
sharp.
man.
If he, he could
That guy comes in peeled. To be fair, that guy's got like almond glutes, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He comes in proper shredded. Even I think one of my best conditions to date was the Alicante comp that I did last year. In yes, in Alicante. Yes, the Europa Pro.
That was City.
Yes, I came
It's on
from.
YouTube, I think.
Yes,
Mario.
yeah, Mario. Yeah, with
I
YouTube.
watched that one. Yeah.
Oh man, I was peeled. I don't think I've never got into that condition before. And I got to like when I got into that condition, I was like, so this is what it's like. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think it was a lot of it was stress management, bro. A lot of it was stress management because it's like I was pushing hard, don't get me wrong, we were pushing hard towards it. But I think for the last 2 weeks we weren't doing fuck all, bro.
Mm.
Last 2 weeks
Be able to pull fatigue right off, being really early. Yeah.
pull and not the 2 days before the 2 days before the competition, I was eating 700 grams of carbs and 800 grams of carbs, and then with barely any movement. And every time I did a carb up, my weight dropped like a kilo. A kilo. I was like, what? So we got more food, jumped a kilo again. Stepped on stage, peeled. That was,
That's where we need to be. That is it.
yeah, man.
It's like replicating that. Although obviously each year
That's the thing.
our bodies adapt and they change,
Yeah.
but it's getting that fat off early,
That's it.
removing fatigue, and just being able to manage your way into the show and be able to eat your way into competition.
That's it, man. So that's kind of what we'll be focusing. Obviously, now this year for me, off season, big all off season for me. I'm not competing this year. I was going to compete towards the start of the year, but obviously certain circumstances happened, and I was like, you know what, man, I'm just gonna not put myself into the stress of competing because you know yourself, man. When you want to compete, bro, it's your life. Nothing else matters. It's just prep.
Take
Actually,
everything, yeah.
bro, when you're at this level, poof, yeah, everything.
You know, and everything magnifies. So like, I don't know, you could drop a cup of milk on the floor. And like you feel like the world, something realistic. You
Yeah.
put it in the microwave.
And then it
You
overfeels.
blow up and you're just
Yeah.
it's just ruined your whole day.
Yeah.
I don't want to do cardio anymore. I don't want to go gym. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah. When you think back, it's like, come on, man, it's not that deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, small oats there, bro. But yeah, so for me, it was like I wasn't in a good headspace earlier this year, and I was thinking about that, and I was contemplating: should I compete? Should I not compete? Should I compete? Should I not? And when I started like thinking about that, I was like, the fact that I'm questioning whether I need to compete this year, obviously makes me know that I'm not ready to compete.
That's
Do you know
literally
what I'm
what I was going to say. If you have to have a debate and you're in your own head,
Yeah,
down, pros and cons, you're not ready because when you're ready mentally, you just be like, yep, let's go.
let's do it. That's it. And every other year that I did compete, I was ready to do it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to compete this comp. I'm going to do. If my coach tells me we're going to do a few comps early, I'm like, no, this is the comp I want to do.
Yeah.
And it was an example of that was 2022 when I got my pro card. So I think I took 3 years off or 2 or 3 years off. 3 years off. So I didn't compete since 2019, and then I competed in 2022, and that's when I got my pro card. But leading up to that, my coach wanted me to do like 3 comps. So Rob, Team NRF, wanted me to do a few comps leading up to the Arnold Classic, and I was like, no, I didn't want to do any more pro qualifiers. Obviously, I did a few obviously I did a regional for 2 bros, I did a PCA competition just because I wanted it. I've never done a PCA, so I wanted to do PCA. So I won both overalls in those competition. But then it was like, all right,
Yeah.
yeah, he was like, all right, let's go to Poland, let's go here. And I was like, bro, the Arnold Classic is coming up. I don't want to get my pro card in like in a podium in Poland where like it's a small show. I want to challenge, and I think it for me it was like I knew I had something deep down that I was going to get my pro card that year because I was like I was always being like the top amateurs for a long time, right? So for me it was always really close for me to get that pro card. And this time around, 2022, I was like, I'm bigger, better condition. I'm going to get
my time.
It's the right time. Do you know what I mean? Like, so then I was like, all right, cool. The Arnold Classic, that's where I'm going to get my pro card. And so I didn't do any other pro qualifiers for that. And I was just so confident for that comp that this is going to sound like a dickhead, man. I'm going to sound like a dickhead. Like backstage, man, I was sleeping backstage because I was just so relaxed.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I've done so much work leading up to this. And I mean, I put so much work into it in my posing, in my condition, and like the cardio, everything was into it. And then I would just chill backstage because like I can't control anything. Everybody else was pumping up frantically. I told the guy, one of the coordinators, I was like, "Yo, bro, let me know when I need to go. Like when I'm 10 minutes away from like going on stage, I'll do a quick pump up and like do my thing." And that's where I got my pro card. So I won the Arnold Classic, got my pro card, and then stepped on stage at the Arnold Classic Pro Show. And oh man, that feeling till today, man, it was one of the best feelings ever, bro.
I've got a picture, I'm sure. We definitely took a picture because I was at the Arnold when you turned pro. I was there. I had a client as well. Shout out Kojo.
Yeah.
You two battled it out in the overall in the regional.
Yeah.
Weeks before. And then I was at the Arnold as well. And you know what? Outside of my back, there's no touching the back shot there.
Yeah.
So the guys, we're gonna put pictures up of both of our backs here. We're gonna put a poll on Instagram or something. Who does it better?
I mean, yeah, your back is also fucking crazy. And I think it's one of them ones where it's like potato. Like, which one do you prefer? Because you got a really impressive back, and I've got a good back too. So it's like, I mean, it's just one of them ones. It's like, but yeah, you got a great back. And there's not a lot of people that have that density that you have.
But the problem is, I'm trying to make sure my front matches the back now.
That's it.
Obviously, when we come out, and it's like, we spend more time and you get noticed from the front. And so one of my goals has been bring up the front, bring up my shoulders, bring up my chest and my arms. So at least you catch their attention first and they see you. Then we turn around and like out. Yeah.
I hear you.
Plan, but time will tell.
You want to tell the guys what you got planned up now for this year? What comes you got planned for the year?
We are less than 3 weeks out as of shooting this. Hopefully by the time it comes out, hopefully next week. Yeah, about 2 weeks out. I'm going to Italy first, back to the UK. I'll probably go to Italy again. You know, I like to run it. I wanna really make a name this year. I want to network. You know, Tyler's judging. I saw the UK show, so it's good to get him. Sure. You know, the goal. One of the goals is I want to make all the top 4 at that show at least. Because you make it on the channel and you get a review, you get a feedback.
Yeah, that'll be sick. Yeah.
That's one of my little goals. You know, it's unrealistic. Don't get me wrong, but it gives me something to focus on while I'm dying, doing cardio, and I'm on the stairs, and while I'm eating chicken and dust. So,
I like that. Yeah, man. I hear you, man. Bro, it's good to have them goals because it drives you, bro. You know, you need to have something that pushes you through those just hard times where you're like doing this cardio session where you don't fucking want to do it, and then you're like, bro, like, come on, man. I would need to get that top 4. And then that was
my goal. I'm going to top 6.
Top 6, yeah. You know what I mean? Like that will drive you. But yeah, that's good. You know, we show the best. Obviously, we're going to be following closely. Hopefully, we can do some show analysis. Maybe even try to do an analysis of your show as well.
Yeah.
Get some picks back. That would be cool. But yeah, so from my point of view, as I said, a whole off season for me, and then competing next year, bro. And one of the main things that I want to develop this off season, was a little bit more depth in my midsection. That was one of the major critiques that I had last year. You know,
I think for you, everything's there. Small waist, bubbly through the chest, arms, delts, back is insane.
Yeah.
And even when you're in condition, we just need more. I think was it last year? I know this.
Was it down?
You're sharp, but your obliques are in.
Yeah.
The abs don't pop through. So once they come through, it's like what do you even bring up? There's no room to put. I know you got room in your cap.
Yeah.
put on too much muscle and the look,
My shape,
yeah, and the look is coming away from that. You look at Sadiq recently.
yeah,
He's big, he's fully bubbly, but he's marked down because it doesn't fit, that new slimline Ebanks, Ryan Terry athletic look.
yeah. I mean, the main thing I'll be working on as well is my delts, bro. So for me, it was like my arms are quite big, but I don't train arms. I haven't trained arms in the past 2 years. Like, is that mad? Like, my arms are big because my push and my pull are so bloody strong. So it just fucking grows. So my delts have been one of the major things that I've developed. So if you see like my recent picture that I put up, my delts are a lot bigger than what it was before. And obviously my abs is one that I've been focusing on. And they also want a little bit more depth to my back. So I got depth.
No one ever said to anybody, I think in men's physique, like, your back's too big.
Yeah. That's
So
it.
you can never have too much back. But in terms of like my improvements in my last season, we're like the opposite. So
Yeah.
I've been smashing my arms. I got a full arm day, so my arms can match, like my chest and my back.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like they do match now. Definitely not overpowered, but they fit.
Yeah, yeah.
Before it was like I got this massive back and these little twigs.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want. All right, cool. So we do have some questions that we have from some of the guys that asked in the question box earlier this week. So we're gonna go through some Q&As and then just stuff that some guys want to know. Cool. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions.
Let's ping them pretty quick because
it
take a while.
We've been
And
here for a
I know
while.
people doing cardio. What this part?
Maybe 37 minutes.
After.
All right, cool. So this is from Maka. He's dealing with some setbacks. He's had a few this year when he wanted to step on stage. What would you say? How do you deal with setbacks?
I think
Germs like on prep.
Maka had anyone. Yeah, Maka had some health issues. I think he had some seizures, didn't he, while he was in prep? And he's got a missus and kids. And even if he didn't, but you do, and you have friends and family like most people do. And it's like, the stage is going nowhere. Sometimes you just got to take a step back, make sure health is in place. Otherwise, your prep's not going to be the best anyway. You're going to jeopardize your health further. And then, worst case scenario, you get to stage and you're not 100%. So it's like,
what that work
is stage exactly, and you're not fulfilled. You weren't rewarded, and even if you were, you still feel unsatisfied because you didn't bring your absolute best look. So I think everyone needs to remember the stage is going nowhere. In 2024 and onwards, there are competitions.
World Comps every year, bro.
Every weekend, there's so much money to be made in bodybuilding. There are shows so much time. So sometimes just got to pull back, assess, get healthy or whatever it is, and then time to go again. So I'm sure Mac will be back. I think he's now making improvements, focusing his health while going, because there's always progress to make anyway.
That's
so
it.
If he's getting his health in place, he can
still make progress.
Yes.
Yeah, and then come back.
That's it.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. Like, like it's never, setback, you can see it in two ways. You can see it as a way for you to grow or a way for you to, to not grow and then just fucking just do nothing. So you need to use that period as a time for you to, all right, like realign where you need to be, where you are right now, where you want to go to, and then just make those plans there. We've all had setbacks in our individual lives and individual careers, but at the end of the day, like, it ultimately comes down to what do you actually want from bodybuilding, what do you want from competing, and if you can still have that vision, you can still get there eventually, but health obviously is priority. So Maka, you're gonna be back on stage soon, bro. So let's stop camp and keep going. All right, another one is backstage tips you've learned over the years.
Backstage tips, I think, is very personal. By being prepared, but like find what works for you. So myself, I'm not like most people. Most people go backstage early. They chill out. They've got their music on. An hour before they're on stage, and they just like you were asleep in the Arnold's.
Yeah.
But me, I'll be in the coffee shop in Braywick, Maidenhead. I'll be in the coffee shop with my friends and family. I'll be chilling out. I'll be posing with my coach or whatever it is. And then I might watch the show as Men's Physique starts. And then I would just gauge where I'm on stage. And the very last second when I'm about to go backstage and start pumping up, that's when I go backstage. I don't want to be there earlier. I don't want to see people eating, drinking, and having a workout because, it's always tempting to join in.
Yeah.
Get a few sweets and do a bit. No, I just want to keep it in my zone, do my thing. Last minute backstage, quick pump, do some posing rounds,
Yeah.
I have to make sure I try and find a mirror or my phone in selfie mode to
Mm.
make sure your angle's right.
Yeah, yeah, I
Then
see
you go on stage. I remember the first time I went on stage, I was like, oh, there's no mirror on.
it. No, swear down. You thought it was gonna be weird. That was
No,
crazy.
I just didn't realize like there's
Yeah,
no mirror. So
yeah,
the
yeah.
second stage, you're like getting your lats out, and then
You
it
don't
was
know
all
how it
good to
looks
see.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's cool. I mean, mine is different from yours as well. To be honest, as you can see, it's always different for people. Mine is like I don't watch the shows. I hate watching shows. If I'm not competing, I don't like watching shows personally, unless my client is there as well. I'll watch them, but I won't just go to a competition for the sake of it. I just find them really long. And again, it's just a lot of people looking at each other. So I'd rather take myself away from that scenario. But on like actual competition day, I don't like because I get nervous as well whenever I watch shows. So for me, it's like I just go backstage, but like I always have a game plan at the back of my mind whenever I am backstage. So like I know how long I need to prep, how long I need to pump up. I know what I need to eat before I pump up. So for me, it's like, okay, cool. I have a playlist. I'm going to play my playlist backstage, and I only go backstage like maybe like half an hour before like I'm meant to be on stage. So I don't spend a long time backstage, an hour tops backstage. But I'll just get my corner, I have always bring a mat, so I have a mat, and I'll just lay my head down on my bag, rest up, put my feet up, listen to my music, close my eyes, and then like I'll wake up whenever I hear people like Men's Physique coming on. All right, cool. I wake up, get my my glaze, get my pump on. I'm on the stage, you know. So I like to really stay chilled as possible, and I close my eyes. I don't like to see what's going on. So that's just what.
So it's kind of similar. Kind of similar. We try and keep away from it all until it's like
I'll tell you.
time to go.
Yeah,
I watch it, but I only watch so I know what I'm to be on. So I know what yeah.
yeah, it's kind of similar, but I think one of the most important things to do is try to stay calm as possible. And then that's one of the main thing when you're backstage is you want to stay calm, have a game plan. I always kind of emphasize this to my clients as well, and I make sure they do. We have a game plan. We know how long they need to pump up for. We know what they need to pump up, you know, in the right order as well, and how they can last the pump on stage because your pumping up is really important as well. Because that's just obviously going to showcase your physique. If you have a pump or you don't have a pump, it's completely two the physiques. So we need to make sure you nail your pump. So for me, that's what I go into and make sure I can nail that. So at the back of my mind, that's always at the back of my mind when I'm backstage is I need to nail my pump up. Cool. We have another one. How to prepare in your final week, managing stress and fatigue. I mean, we kind of touched on this already. Well,
It just depends. There's no nothing set in stone. There's no. Ideally, you want to be tapering down cardio,
yeah,
calories, but it depends on where you are. So if you're not ready,
yeah,
don't pull down cardio. Use that week for fat loss.
yeah,
If you are ready, taper it down, freshen up. So your cardio is coming down, your output's coming down in general, your food is coming up. But it's all about how your body responds. And with refeeds and stuff through your prep, you'll see how your body responding to different types of food.
yeah.
You might have days where there's no cardio and seeing how your body responds to that. So just being preparing during your prep.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can just pull back in the last week.
Yeah, I mean that's it, bro. Like you definitely don't want to be chasing your tail, you know, towards a competition. Always try to be ready early, and if you're ready early, that already alleviates a lot of stress from you because you know that okay, cool, I'm ready. I can take a deep breath, and then I don't need to chase condition again. So yeah, that's one of the major things to manage your stress as best as you can. I'll limit it is try to be ready early before you even 1 week out, like 2 weeks out. Try to be ready then.
And you get to lock your load as well.
Yeah,
You get to lock and trial everything. And if you're ready 3, 4, 5 weeks out, you can do it a few times and just get it to perfection. So there's no stress. You know exactly what to do, exactly what time, and you know how your body's going to respond.
Yeah. And then look, I always try to take a few days off work. Obviously, being an online coach, you can't really do that, but I try to have limited work. So I try to like maybe push on my check-ins to the Saturday, the week, so I can have a few days of no check-ins, and I just try to sleep. I try to do absolute fuck all, mate. You know, kick my feet up, just do what I need to do, and I spend the rest of the time just chilling, watching TV. You know, try to really relax the stress as best as you can. So that's what I would say. That's what worked for me in the past for sure. And last one that I will do. The rest is like Olympia predictions, but we'll do that in the next video because that could be long. Last one is off season and road mapping shows. how best to approach this? This is a dense question. A guy called MCT Physique, Michael. So I've done a few sessions with him.
I think it's just about, like you said, just preparing. So I always work backwards. So if you have a show in mind, you go, my show is in October. So how long do you need to prep? 16, 20 weeks. That's here. You might have a health phase here for 6 to 8 to 10 weeks, depending on what's required. And then what time available do you have from before that health phase to where you are now to make sure you're getting the most progress in the areas that you need, not getting fat, keeping tight, and just putting yourself in the best position to start a prep and giving yourself enough time for anything that might come along in the way as well. So
I'll say definitely recommend like minimum 16 weeks to prep for a competition. I think that just gives you a lot of wiggle time or wiggle room to do a lot of stuff, you know. If you give yourself less than that, man, you're kind of rushing, you know, you are going to be rushing. And in terms of off-season, I guess with the off-season, you need to, during your actual competitive season, you want to accumulate a lot of feedback from the judges, right? And then from the off-season, you just try to implement that. And it's all about then, you know, adjust your training plan to reflect the feedback yourself, you know. That's really important.
Well, online, there's a lot of talk about what split is right, what push-pull legs, pro split. But it's, how can we tell you? It's what do you need to work on? So, like, we're both pros now. We're both in the same category. Both different. Both got strong backs and whatever. But our training plan is completely different. I have spent about 2 years, since 2021, 3 years, with a full-on arm session.
Yeah.
You spent how many years not touching anything?
Yeah.
I do arms. I do like 9, 10 exercises of arms on one session. And then I do triceps and biceps as a tag along in other sessions.
Yeah,
so creating a plan that works for you, your physique, and working out how much your body can take, how your body recovers, and just fueling it and just making sure you're progressing.
Yeah, it's really important. Like even with my clients as well, like you know, I always prioritize what they need because at the end of the day, like in bodybuilding, it is physique development, right? So your physique is going to be really different to everybody else's. So when you're off season, you need to obviously know what, especially for men's physique. You can't just be, that's why I always tell people, like, ideally, you want to get coached by a men's physique competitor or someone that understands your category. Someone that really understands how you can best suit your category some more. Don't get me wrong, some bodybuilders may understand it, but a lot of the time they don't, you know? And so for me, for example, the way that I coach my clients is like, okay, I know the criteria of men's physique and I know what they need to do to fit that criteria even more. And that's reflected in their training plan. So when you go into off season, make sure your training plan reflects the stuff that you need to improve so you fit the criteria of the category even more. And then when picking shows, when road mapping shows, definitely reverse engineer it. See how long you need from your starting point to when you will ideally be in condition. I just give yourself a little bit more wiggle room as well. So add another 2 or 3 weeks on top of that.
Just in case stuff happens, you might have diet breaks, injured or whatever it is, life happens. Like gives you a bit of wiggle room.
Yeah.
Actually, last year though, I actually found it worked quite well on me. I had shows in mind in this period, but I didn't pick one. So it's like, here's my first potential show. But I'm not ready. I haven't signed up or anything.
Yeah.
So if I need an extra week, there's a show next week or the weekend after. So you're not stressing to get into a show, and this way you're definitely bringing a look you can be proud of.
That's it. Exactly, man. It's all about, you know, give yourself enough time and not stressing it as well. Like you don't want to put too much pressure, you know, going into a competition. But yeah, guys, that wraps up the first episode. Right? You got one more?
Well, I spoke to ESN. I was going to be doing I'm going to do the giveaway. I'm going to put it on my Instagram, hopefully this weekend, so you might have seen it.
Yeah.
So people just have to follow yourself, follow myself, follow our new page at Beyond Board Shorts on Instagram. Yes. And we're going to do a giveaway. I think, what do you think? Some protein?
Yeah, man, 100%. Everyone loves protein, some protein. I'm going to try and do the giveaway as well. But if I do a giveaway, you will see it on the post as well. Right? And you'll see it there. But yeah, it's all about just raising awareness about this podcast. Try to get this podcast out and help as much people as possible, because obviously we're going to be dropping loads of gems that will be really valuable to those that watch it. But yeah, so how was the pod? How's the first episode been? Right?
First episode was wicked, man. The song exploded. Obviously it took longer than I thought he would. But
Yeah.
when I'm doing my cardio for 45 an hour,
Yeah.
what more could you ask for?
Yeah.
So, guys, make sure you follow us.
Mhm.
You know, it's going to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
I hope we're going to be able to put this on Spotify or something so people can hear it while they walk.
Yeah. I'll look into that.
Yeah, I don't think it's too tricky, but we'll figure that out.
Figure it out.
If you need some men's physique posing, hit us both up. You know, posing can be the difference between. I did a show in Scotland, I think it was years ago. I probably had a physique of top 3, and I think I finished about 6th or 7th because my nerves got the better of me and my posing wasn't there. So be prepared. If you want actual physique coaching, shit us up.
Yeah.
Just follow us.
Your Instagram.
See on the channel. Oh yeah. Instagram James_IFBB Pro. And
Instagram Isaac F Francis. So I just saw a lot of people have it already. I'm sure you have if you're watching this. So, but if you haven't, what the heck are you doing, man? Let's go. All right, cool. So that wraps up the first episode. It's gonna be available on YouTube. Well, if you are already watching this, then it's on YouTube, and we're gonna try and get on Spotify as well. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. We're gonna do this every single week, so you're gonna have a lot of podcasts, a lot of content to watch. And I know this is a longer one, but they're not always going to be this long. I guess we just had a lot to chat about. But yeah, stay tuned for the next one. Catch you guys later.
Thanks, guys.